Greetings to you today on this Tuesday, the 21st of May today. Our daily Devo is entitled Great Expectations. And for those of you who might know anything about Charles Dickens, obviously that is also the title of one of his works. And that's where this comes from today. Great Expectations. My name, he said, is Jaggers, and I am a lawyer in London. I have unusual business to transact with you, and I commence by explaining that it is not of my originating. Finding that he could not see us very well from where he sat, he got up and threw one leg over the back of a chair and leaned upon it, thus having one foot on the seat of the chair and one foot on the ground. Now, Joseph Gargery, I am the bearer of an offer to relieve you of this young fellow, your apprentice. You could not object to cancel his indentures at his request and for his good. You would want nothing for so doing. Lord forbid that I should want anything for not standing in Pip's way, said Joe, staring. Lord forbidding is pious, but not to the purpose, returned Mr. Jaggers. The question is, would you want anything? Do you want anything? The answer is, returned Joe sternly, no. I thought Mr. Jaggers glanced at Joe as if he considered him a fool for his disinterestedness. But I was too much bewildered between breathless curiosity and surprise to be sure of it. Very well, said Mr. Jaggers. Recollect the admission you have made. Probably recollect the admission you have made and don't try to go from it presently. Who's going to try? Retorted Joe. Now I return to this young fellow. And the communication I have got to make is that he has great expectations. That's Charles Dickens's part of this Devo today. And now for the Devo written by Gene Fisher. The theme of plans, hopes, and dreams runs throughout Dickens's novel, Great Expectations. Pip came from a humble beginning, but a benefactor made it possible for him to expect to become a wealthy and educated gentleman. God was not at the center of Pip's expectations, and although Pip attained them, he found that they came with a price. The Bible tells of a man who did put God at the center of his expectations. David expected to become king of Israel, but his expectation was hindered when King Saul promised to kill him. Instead of becoming king, David found himself running from a murderer. David wrote in one of his Psalms, "My soul, wait patiently for God alone, for my expectation is from him." Psalm 62:5. David's hope stayed firm in the Lord. He expected God to lead him in his own time and in his own way. When we put God at the center of our expectations, he often gives us more than we anticipate and in ways that we cannot imagine. Ephesians 3:20 says God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. Pip's expectations led to him hurting the people he loved. He became a wealthy and educated gentleman with regrets. But because God was at the center of David's expectations, he became a great king who unified and ruled over Israel. Indeed, when our plans and dreams are rooted in God, we all can have great expectations. Proverbs 16:9. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. Makes me think of I know you really call it a joke, but put a smile to your face. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. We have found that to be true in our lives over the years. Thinking we were doing what God wanted, but maybe really at heart we were doing what we wanted. And God has changed so many things over the years for us, things we didn't see coming, but we wanted to be in his will, whether we always got that right or not. He'll tell us someday, I guess. But we have found that in the end, in yielding to him, he's blessed us. He's led us. He's put us in places we did not see coming, but they've been places that have been wonderful for us and have brought blessings, many blessings, into our lives by waiting upon him, waiting upon the Lord. And of course, the prophet Isaiah would tell us that when we wait on the Lord, he renews our strength. We mount up with wings as eagles. We run and don't become weary. This devotion takes me many places in our lives, Sue and I and our girls together, and the ministry we've been privileged to be a part of over the years, the things we're still getting to be a part of that are so encouraging. We didn't see it coming, but he gives and he blesses and uses us for his purposes. And that is a great expectation to have, waiting for God to use us for his purposes. Blessings to you today.